Yektunal, Nahutukai, ni pilot, Amokwakwasim. And welcome to my video. It's been a long time, mates, since I made my last video. Probably like 2 years, 3 years. I've lost count. So I'm sorry if I haven't made any videos concerning Native American stuff or shit like that. But I've been really busy. And I just don't have the time. At all. But yeah, it's been a long time. I'm back in college, sort of, kind of, just not this semester. But I wanted to make a video response to this lovely lady by the name of Karin Sakai. I've been wanting to make a video, but I never made one because I've been really busy and I just forgot all about it. But it was from Give Me a Flake Man, and basically what happened is this girl's talking about. She's in her first 2 videos she was talking about how being unhappy is ugly and stuff like that, and she's actually very pretty, like bloody hell. I know of a lot of guys who will kill to go out with a girl that pretty. So anyways, that's beside the point. She's a very pretty girl, mixed, half Asian and half white, which is a very nice combination, but she has a problem, and apparently it's because she used to be discriminated against, for being mixed, stuff like that, which is kind of weird because I haven't heard of anybody being discriminated for being half white and half Asian. I know of people who have been discriminated against for being half black and half white, but not half Asian. It just doesn't make any bloody sense, especially here in America. But yeah, she was not happy with herself, and she saw herself as ugly and shit like that. Stuff like that, and a lot of people complain and blah blah blah. But I wanted to make a video, but just I didn't have the time, and when I did have the time, I just completely forgot about it. So why I'm making a video right now is because, well, I've been watching Give Me a Flake Man, and he was talking about being transracial, some shit like that. People are claiming to be transracial, which I think is stupid. But that reminded me of a certain someone by the name of Karin Sakai. So I decided to check her up a bit, see how she's doing, and it turns out, bloody hell, she looks a lot different than before. Which is not exactly, in my opinion, a good thing. I mean, don't get me wrong, I like some of the, how you say in a very nice way, enhancements. Enhancements, if you will. But other than that, I just don't see the point of looking like a bloody orange. But that's just my opinion. If she prefers that, that's fine. Anyways, this video is directed to you, Karin Sakai, and I want to share some of my experience with racism. Give me a second. Now, I never faced racism to the degree you did. I've watched your video, and you got a lot of supporters, and I think that's great. But I have a feeling you're still not happy with yourself, and the reason why is because you've changed the way you look. And I think that's very detrimental to your mental health, because if you're really happy with, if you're gonna be happy with yourself, you're not gonna change a bloody damn thing about yourself. And you're a very attractive lady, even with all the changes. You're still attractive. It's just, in my opinion, I think you look a lot better back then. But anyways, that's beside the point. I want to share a couple of stories with you. One is when I was in middle school. And this was back in 2000, 2001. I was in 7th, 8th grade, and I was discriminated against for being white. Now keep in mind, I'm half white and half Native American. But at the time, I did not know that. At the time, I thought I was Hispanic. Later, I learned I was actually half white, half Native American, not Hispanic at all. And on top of that, Hispanic means white Spaniard, which is what I'm not. My ancestors were from here. They've always been here. Only my father's ancestors come from Spain, and my dad is not even half. My dad is not even full white. He's a castizo, so he's like 60% or some shit like that. But that's beside the point. I was discriminated against for being white, and the reason why people thought I was white is because I was very pale. And my hair used to be brown, and my eyebrows weren't that dark either. My eyes weren't that dark, so I looked like a white kid, and I was constantly harassed, constantly picked on. But it was not the main reason I was being picked on. That was just part of the reason I was being picked on. The biggest reason why I was picked on is mostly because I was very weak, scrawny, which was kind of not true. I mean, I did stood up for my stuff. I did fight back. I mean, I knew how to defend myself. Despite being physically weak. I grew up in a Chicano barrio, so when I moved to A-Leaf, which is O'Donnell Middle School, where the vast majority of students were black, it was a real culture shock. I was not used to it. I used to speak more like, hey, orale vato, so I grew up in Chicano culture, so it was a real culture shock, and me facing this type of discrimination, it was just really bad, and it was really hard. There were times when I wanted to commit suicide, not because of discrimination, racial discrimination, but this racial discrimination really did add on to my depression. Not only that, but that wasn't the only time I've been discriminated against. I remember this other time, mostly on YouTube, but nobody cares about YouTube. Who cares about YouTube comments? But another time in person was in with the line dance group. I was a member of, I'm not going to mention the name of the line dance group, but it was a line dance group here in Houston. And I went to this Phoenix wedding thing. I forgot what the name of the place is called, but it was Phoenix something. And there was this man who really didn't like me. I believe I was the only non-Asian in this group. The guy, and keep in mind, the guy hated me. Like when I asked for a job because I was looking for work at the time, and I was doing performance stuff like that. I went up to this man. I think he was one of the managers or owners or something like that. And I asked him, are you hiring people? And he just gave me this really nasty look and told me to, no, we're not hiring, and blah blah blah. And he just really gave me a nasty look. So I asked some of the workers around there. There was two guys around my age at the time. Well, actually, they were in high school. I think I was already graduated at the time. But anyways, I asked a couple of guys who were younger than me for about a few years, and they told me that the man had a problem with me. He didn't like me because he's kind of racist against people who are mixed. Now, I am mixed, but I'm not mixed with Asian. I'm mixed with Native American. So he thought I was half Asian, and I don't see why he will think that. But at the same time, I do have the exact same skin color because the group was majority Vietnamese, and I have the exact same skin color as them. Same hair color. It used to be brown, but now it's kind of blackish. Same eye color and shit like that. I just don't look like them because I have round eyes and my facial structure is different. But, he thought I was half Asian and he had a problem with me, and it really didn't make any bloody sense, especially since we live in the United States. And it's really disgusting how this type of discrimination continues on in this day and age, especially here in the United States. Though I kind of find it harder to believe that you face discrimination, mostly because I live in the South. I live in Texas. So I see I should be seeing a lot more of this than you, but I don't. I see discrimination, but a lot of discrimination is really not how do you say? It's not really hateful. It's usually stereotypical. Like my brother, my younger brother, he looks Native American, chinky eyes, dark skin, straight hair. He doesn't like a lot of Nigerians, not because of Nigerian, because a lot of Nigerians he talk with are very stingy when it comes to, because he's a salesman. So he gets annoyed by them. But he doesn't hate Nigerians. He has Nigerian friends. As for me, as far as prejudice goes, I don't think I have any prejudice. Probably against Koreans, but one of my really good friends is a Korean. A lot of my problems with a lot of Koreans is mostly because I'm into Japanese culture, and a lot of Koreans that I've met are just, they're kind of not liking Japanese people, but that's pretty rare. But I still feel a little bit uneasy because I like Japan. It's one of my favorite cultures. I'm learning Japanese, so, and because a lot of Koreans, especially from overseas, have this reputation, it just makes me uneasy. Though I haven't met that many Koreans that hate Japanese. I only met a few. But the hatred is not that bad. They just don't like them. Like, they just don't, it's this trust. This is so World War II crap. Shit like that. But yeah. These are a couple of experiences I wanted to share with you. Another thing is that, you should be happy with yourself. You shouldn't give two shites of what other people have to say about you, or the way you look. You look fantastic. You're gorgeous. I personally think you look a lot better back then, but just my opinion. Who gives a crap? Just be happy with who you are. You know, you're a very beautiful woman. You know, probably inside it, probably outside and inside as well. Personally, I wouldn't change a thing about you. I can go on and on and on. Just take care of yourself. I'm not sure how your life is going and stuff like that. And I'm glad you're getting a lot of support. But just don't compare it with this whole Martin Luther King crap or stuff like that. It's not the same thing. It's not. I mean, blacks in America had it a lot worse because they had segregation. They had, states that did disallow marriage between blacks and whites. Even discrimination was really a lot worse. And right now we live in a more liberal society, so you really don't have to worry about this. Just stop blowing it out of proportion. Maybe you've been discriminated really badly and stuff like that, but I have doubts. I'm not saying you've never been discriminated. I'm just saying I'm having doubts on the severity. Because I live in Texas, I live in the South. I mean, it should be a lot worse where I am at. But maybe I'm just lucky that I didn't face, this type of horrible discrimination. I don't know what else to add, but hopefully you'll give me a video response. And I'm gonna subscribe right now. Just to see some of your updates. But anyways, Neotel, Shotel, Padiush. What else I got to say? That's about it. Thank you and have a great day.